let's just say that Sony needs to be really careful right now, because Helldivers 2 is pretty much like their flagship game right now at this point, especially when it comes to live service games, and PlayStation Network making really stupid decisions like they just did recently. That could really put a dampener on things moving forward for Helldivers 2, so let's hope that Sony doesn't continue to keep messing with them like this. What is up, guys? It's Cypher here today, and as you can see, we're going to be talking about Helldivers 2 again today. I'm kind of excited to talk about it, but not exactly in the circumstances that we're talking about it. We're going to be talking about the infamous PlayStation Network and Steam linking saga, as they're calling it right now. That's been making its rounds on the internet. Now that the saga is officially over now, and the players have indeed finally won the battle, we're going to talk about everything today and what this means going forward for Helldivers 2 and Sony, along with PlayStation Network as well. But before we do get into the video, please go down below, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys sticking around right now. We just hit 300 subscribers, so I really appreciate you guys. We've been trying to get there, and these 2 Go For videos that we did got a lot of support and everything. I really appreciate you guys for that. So go down below, hit subscribe, hit like on this video. I really appreciate you guys. Go follow all of our links. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. If you guys aren't entirely caught up right now on the controversy that's been going on with Helldivers 2 and PlayStation Network, let me do this to just quickly get you guys up to date and everything, because, this little saga of things that happened right here, it actually happened very quick together, as in, like, the past 3 to 4 days, all this happened very quickly, and it ended that quick as well, which, thankfully. But what happened was PlayStation Network came out of the blue and wanted everyone to have to link their Steam accounts with PlayStation Network accounts in order to play Helldivers 2. Obviously, that enraged a lot of fans because PlayStation Network is only available in 69 countries. No pun intended. I don't know why Sony decided to stick with that. But anyways, there's a lot more countries than 69, obviously, in the world. So there's a lot of players that were upset that they had to they were required to link a PlayStation Network account to their Steam account. And the reason that Sony said they were doing this was for security purposes. And nobody could really explain or figure out what the security purposes were. But on top of that, a lot of PC players have never even had PlayStation Network accounts, nor do they want PlayStation Network accounts, and the reason why is because out of a lot of the different consoles and ways to play video games out there, PC players are some of the smartest when it comes to viruses, antiviruses, and stuff like that, and they know for a fact that PlayStation Network has a very bad track record of keeping user data safe. In fact, they just got hacked again recently and lost a lot more user data and stuff. PlayStation's always been getting hacked, and I can remember this specifically when I was a kid on the PlayStation Portable generation, back in those days on the PS3, and I don't believe the PS4 was out yet. There was that infamous PlayStation Network hack, and I remember that as a kid because I could not play online for PlayStation Network for... It was weeks. It took weeks to fix that. It's a miracle that Sony came back from things like that in the past. So hopefully, we can't have stuff like that happen again in the future. So yes, needless to say, trying to force players to download PlayStation Network accounts, even though they don't want to make one, made a lot of players mad. Especially, people don't like being forced to do something they don't like to do. But it's not just players that got upset with this whole change over here at Sony and PlayStation Network with Helldivers 2 either. It was actually some of the developers of Helldivers 2 reaching out to players and even telling players to go and review bomb the game on Steam. This is no joke. Look at this right here. The associate community manager for Helldivers 2 took to the game's Discord server to encourage players to leave negative reviews and request refunds for them. While this might sound like an unusual request from a member of the creators, they say it will help give the studio more pull and leverage when dealing with Sony and trying to get this issue resolved. And it truly did. And another thing that they told him, he said that going to the Discord, that the official Helldivers 2 Discord, all the players are going there and just complain to them. He said that doesn't do anything besides, make the developers feel bad and, try and help out any ways they can. But, they said that whenever you guys go on there and actually impact the game by giving it negative reviews, by requesting refunds like that, it puts Sony into a position where they have to reply to the developers and address the developers' concerns about the game and everything. And it's sad that Sony doesn't see that this is one of their flagship titles right now that's taken Sony into the next generation of gaming. This is one of the biggest live service games ever. The developers have clearly shown a lot of love to the community and to the fans and everything, and that's like a bridge that Sony needs to really help on, because Sony's not known to be in total support of the fans all the time like that. So we'll see where it goes from here. They also came out and issued an apology from Helldivers 2, and the reason why is because some players were having to go in restricted, regions that Sony doesn't exist or PlayStation Network doesn't exist, and they were trying to make PlayStation Network accounts when they wasn't allowed to, possibly putting some of these people maybe even at prison time in their countries, because, they don't live in countries with laws like ours, so they could literally get in trouble for things like that over there. But the developer right here come out and said, I was completely unaware of how many countries didn't have the ability to make a PSN account when I made that statement. I deeply regret implying that it was so easy for everyone just to sign up and not have to worry about it. It's absolutely not our intention to force people to break Sony's terms of service or just not play the game if they're in a restricted region. There needs to be a better solution. At 12 a.m. midnight last night, actually, Sony actually came to Twitter to say, Helldiver fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update, the May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning on May 30th will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. Now, that last little part right there, obviously, PlayStation pretty much just means, like, yo, we effed up really bad right now, and we could have like really put ourselves in the hole, and please don't leave us. They're literally begging for players to stay at this point, because they know how big Helldivers 2 is, and Sony knows that messing with that game, they're messing with a lot of angry players that will turn their back on Sony in 2 seconds. And yesterday it hit nuclear levels of anger when Sony actually went so far as to remove Helldivers 2 from sale in 177 regions ahead of the May 6th deadline, which it didn't just cause revolt among players at that point. That's when Arrowhead officially stepped in and they were like, yo, this is straight up a Sony decision. We have nothing to do with this. Like, we don't know what's going to happen to players that already own the game in those regions. So you can see all these issues that Sony has with this, not only with the people not wanting to make accounts. People already had the game bought in like hundreds of regions. We're not talking about just 2 regions here that were being excluded. We're talking about hundreds of different countries and regions just being excluded from this after they already paid money for the game. Like, that is so stupid. Which, if you guys are wondering right now, yes, Helldivers 2 reviews are starting to go back to normal and stuff right now on Steam. I was one of the ones that actually participated and helped them, you know, review bomb the game actually on my PC right here. So I already did go back and change my review back and everything. If you guys haven't, definitely go, you know, change it back. Like, let's just be honest here. Helldivers 2 is going to be one of the best games of 2024. It's probably going to get a lot of awards. It's probably going to be voted one of the best live service games of the year. It is a really good game, and even the developers went on Twitter, you know, after this little saga was over with, and they were like very happy that the players won, and they even said that we won, and they were impressed of the willpower of the Helldivers 2 community. So we really showed them what can happen, and I want you guys to keep this in mind whenever we go forward in the gaming industry, that we can make a change in everything. Like Call of Duty and stuff, we have the power to like change that now and stuff. This proves that we have the power to actually like have a voice and have an outreach, at least when it comes to Sony games. I don't know about other games and stuff like that, but this definitely helped this time. This is a win. I mean, even a lot of people right here, this is what they had to say about this. This post on Reddit right here shows that Sony's Backtrack has more than 72,000 likes now too, with over 5,000 comments from players celebrating the change. One player said thread eliminated, one person said congrats for all Helldivers 2, this guy said wait, they really listen, this guy said companies usually don't do that, guess democracy actually wins this one. I mean, and everyone's got a good point with this, because usually democracy in the gaming industry does not win. Usually we're at the developers' knees most of the time, having to do whatever they want us to do. But we actually did a win this time. So it's great to see that the Helldivers 2 developers are on the community side, and I think this is going to put a lot of trust in this game going forward now. I think this shows the whole players, the whole world, the whole community. I think this shows that Helldivers 2 is a different game in its whole entirety when it comes to developers. They're more like us than they are actual big, you know, rich, money-hungry people. So it's awesome to see that for once in the gaming industry. We actually got back up for once. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about all this like situation and stuff. Also, let me know if you were involved in like the review bombing as well. Like, I was involved in that. I only had one Steam account. It's my oldest account I've ever had on anything probably. I've had the Steam account since I was a kid, so I went on there and we did a good review bomb. But now I already changed it back and everything. So like I said, don't forget to go and change your review back, because like Helldivers 2 is a great game. I love this game. It's an insanely good game. It's going to become one of the like top games of this year. It's going to have so many awards. Just wait and see. Mark my words. I'll play this clip. I swear to God, like at the end of this year or next year, whenever like this game has all these awards, I'll play this clip of me saying that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for 300 subscribers. I really, really appreciate that. We're going to go all the way to 500 soon, and we got some big things planned for whenever we get there, so I appreciate it. This has been Cypher. I'll see you guys in the next video.